Hi storytellers, my name is Drifterthorn and welcome to the beginner guide. Now this is one of the games I bought, I think it was like a couple years ago. I bought it, I installed it, never played it. So we're going to play it today. I looked it up, it's only about an hour long, so it was just enough time for me to play it and then get ready for school. That being said, before we get into the game, if you guys know anyone who would do like the end screens of YouTube or do like any animations, or like I really want to find someone who's a better artist than I am and just kind of like bump up the channel art that I have to make like the sword and shield look much better than what I've done, and like the end screen, instead of just having it like just the videos, I like to get like a little animation. Like again, if you've seen Jacksepticeye, like I like his end screen, the little sand that moves around in the tank. I would love to get something like that. And then the banner, you can see like the white along the edges, so I'd love someone to redo that and make it look much nicer. So if you do it, or if you know someone who wants to do it, have them reach out to me. I will pay, but I really love to bump up our channel art and the design we have to make it look just a little bit nicer. So if you guys know anyone, or if you'll do it, contact me, comments on Twitter, email, just wherever. You can probably contact me anywhere. Okay, but onto the game. Beginner's Guide. How are you guys? Please make sure audio's on. My audio is never not on. It really bugs me. These are my only speakers back here. Like, I don't have regular speakers hooked up, so if I want to like just sit here and watch YouTube, I have to put these on.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote
Hello.
The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Can you hear my stomach growling?
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
I have no clue.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
Sounds like
and I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This guy talks a lot. Coda sounds like me. Like my stories and poems and a lot of my pictures. Like, I'll take them, I'll edit them, and then I'll just leave them on my computer. Which I've actually gotten a little bit better about putting them on like Instagram, but I still don't put everything. Is there aliens? Is this like Alien Isolation? Please.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I apologize if you hear banging. That's probably my dad doing stuff. Is this gun supposed to have sound? Oh, there it goes. Oh, I'm out of bullets already. My bad. Oh, that just goes this way. Are there aliens? I really feel like there needs to be like a large alien.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Yes, where? Let me shoot it. I have no clue
It kind of
where I'm
looks
going.
like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Which I did very
But ultimately,
early.
we don't really know.
Okay, I
Maybe
can't go
Coda
that way.
thought that actually it was complete the way that it
Can't go
is.
that way.
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
And I can't go that way. Am I? Oh, okay. He opened the door. I had to listen to him talk. Hey, talkers.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this
Oh,
room.
that's so cool. Oh, can I go out there? Please, I want to go out. Warning! Whisper machines activated. Whoa.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Really?
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it
Oh,
that I've
dead
ever
end.
been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No! No! Ah! I'm going back. Oh, if I go back, I'm gonna get lost. Wait, I wonder what happens if I do go back. Will you just jump me again?
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Yes, please. I love labyrinths. Oh no, sorry. I'm not gonna really go through this because I would get lost. I'd spend hours trying to undo it. Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Hello.
You could save us all.
Really?
That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
First
So
off,
much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
okay. First off, this looks like it should be powering the ship. Second off, are you really asking me to kill myself? And third off, there's no one else on the ship because I haven't ran into anyone. For the sake for the game, I will be noble and sacrifice myself. Well,
Let me pause here for a second.
I kind of thought it'd
What
be
you just
more.
experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is
I'm a hero!
probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this
Really?
is what happens instead.
What happens instead? I mean, I don't die, something cooler happens, because that would be awesome. Right, ready? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Oh, wait, I don't want to go out. Oh, that is so pretty. Look,
The
I
beam
saw the
causes you to
labyrinth.
start
You
floating.
go that way and that way.
And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this
Oh,
is
the labyrinth's
technically a
not
glitch,
hard.
but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic
Dude.
system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that
awesome.
you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
That's really cool. That'd be awesome to see more games like that, to actually like see it all put together. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
The past was behind her. Alright. Okay, nothing. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively
seen.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
Why does the future
It is less
keep
advanced
changing?
than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
That's cool. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's like a little message. Oh, there's that way. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. This is really cool. I really like this. But if the future is always behind her... Oops, I can't see that. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
That is
Which
awesome.
to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Dude, I don't know if like Coda's a real person, if this is based off a real thing, but I actually really like these games. Oh, okay. This is kind of like Slender Man. Okay. You are now entering the Bikini Bottom. Oh my god, I can't believe I messed up that joke. SpongeBob, people.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. That one had a cool environment, but yeah. Loading December 2008. Nonsense in
Oftentimes,
every
Coda would
direction.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
That's the best part. Is making up wacky
I
titles
wish I'd
that
known
no
him
one
at the
will
time that
understand.
he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, we're slowing down. Oh, we're slowing down. No!
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs
Can I go
opens.
backwards?
So why, if Coda's not showing these games
I
to
can go
anyone,
backwards.
why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Alright, I gotta say this. He's changing a lot of the game. And, like, if Coda is a real person, I hope he got permission to do this. Because otherwise, if not, it kinda sucks. Stand on X, staring at the bear for 3 hours. You run a shop inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most money before you die. This game is nothing but a giant box of text explaining what's happening. A series
A
of...
room that's warm
You're a
and
gate.
nice
You're a queen,
and
dusting your
filled with
jewelry while your
little
king to his
ideas
sister.
for games.
A button you push to stop the chaos. It doesn't work. Push U to surrender. Play as a
Coda would
king.
often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that.
This
It can
would
be a very slow climb to get there.
This would be such a Markiplier game. A normal game where you have to scream it to the mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. A key one game unlocks a door in a completely other game. Oh, that would be cool. Like, you have to have both games to do it. Ready, set, fish. Like, I understand why Coda's doing that. It's really awesome about something about your work that you just put just a little bit of yourself into it that no one else knows is there. Like, you can see it, but no one else can. I really love that, and I do that with a lot of, like, my pictures. I'll put something in it that you probably would never notice unless I actually pointed it out to you. Like, I've actually done that with, like, my tattoos, too. So, there's something in my tattoos that if you don't know what you're looking for, you probably would never see it.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Oh my god, it's so hard. I spoke too soon. Never mind, I got it. I'm smart. Wait, am I locked in here now? Oh no, there it is. Hello.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Yeah, Yeah, once you get on a niche that you like something, you gotta do it until it burns out of your system, and then you can do new stuff. Hello, 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 is anybody
So that
in
seems to be it, right?
here?
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
This is a very nice room. I'm glad it's
now
my
I'm going
prize.
to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
I kind of don't like that he's doing that. Like, if it's Coda himself... Wait, hold on. Headphone's stuck. Oh, come on, you stupid cord. There. Shit, did I just screw up? Okay, no, that's still going. I have to check.
Alright, listen up. We're talking about advice for new streamers out there, and these are the mistakes that people are making that are holding you back from growing on.
Okay. Whoops. Alright, so here's the thing. I really don't like that he's changing the game. Like, this is what the game's supposed to be, but you're modifying it to be something that you want. I think maybe Coda decided that, oh, if you're smart enough to figure out how to, like, do all this, then that's fine.
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. In the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
To enjoy it. Our role as players is to enjoy what we're playing and what's being put out there. You are now exiting.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role with, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Or he made the entering game and he's like, I have 15 minutes to kill, or 5 minutes to kill, and let's make an exiting game because all I have to do is redo the sign. Ooh. Spacious. This creeps me out. Like, if you can see nothing except for
Let's
this.
talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Is it a restaurant?
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Whoa.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Oh.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Bop. Bop. Oh, this could be a free running. Whoops. Ow. Well, that's cool. Okay, I guess I'm jumping all the way down then. Don't take damage, don't die. I completely missed that. Hello. Oh, I thought this was... I thought it went down further. Hello. Okay, I can't go up the stairs now. This is really cool. It's like a medieval. Oop. was that? Oh, it's a gate. Hello? Anybody in here? Okay, I feel like there needs to be, what is that? Longhorn, the cows, the bulls, that's the word I'm looking for. There needs to be, like, bulls, like, charging at me or something. Okay, I'll go this way. I got no problem. And now I feel like giant boulders need to be coming. Oh, really? I can't. I have to go in there. I can't go anywhere. Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the door stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Really?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Why? No one would stick around for a full hour.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Well, but people like really hard games, so even if it's not... I mean, there's a lot of games today that aren't technically playable, but people still play it because they enjoy it. I mean, like, they'll have, like, a lot of glitches and stuff. So, I mean, I don't think a game has to be
It's the puzzle
playable.
again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's a puzzle he figured out and knows how to do? I mean, if he's more focused on, like the actual, like, building and stuff he's working on, he might have just done it because he knows how to do it. Listen. You there! Did you come from above?
Here,
What's
Coda
up there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there is an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there are some floating colored bricks. I'm gonna go with the bricks because that's what we just did. Speak. That's the world above? You've been there! Now this is important. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming in here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzles. I prefer not to tell you. After all, we only just met. Okay, I'm gonna go with 1. Yes, I did. That's literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect! Now please, tell us, how did you solve it? Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Well, I do remember... And I did solve it. And you should go over there. I guess 1? I like how the heads are turning to show if they're listening or speaking. You must think harder, please. Try harder to remember. It's so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end. Oh, it's a fireplace? Bye, dudes! Or not. Hello again. Hello. How'd you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you know how to solve it? No, I've been right here this entire time. Yes. Do you know how to solve it? No, we actually found the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space through the doors. I'm gonna go with this one. don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. I am very interested by this game. Like, this is a really cool, like, little design.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
There's a lot of stairs. A lot of stairs. Whoops. Bop, bop, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ooh, are we going out to a city? Oh, the crickets. These apartments?
It's a
Hello,
lamppost.
lamppost.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
So it sounds like you started doing it for fun, and that's the only reason. And it kind of seems... I don't know. The games seem like they're weird. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Interesting. Is that true, or did you program it yourself? Nice room. Not? Well, that's rude. Also very typical of the internet to
So
start
first
off
off,
by that.
I'm sure you can deduce this, but
How do you
this
beat
game
this
is
game?
not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been
point to
written
this.
by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
Wow.
This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Wow,
I saw him
holy
working
shit,
on this
that's
very
what I
level,
said.
and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Wow, that is a long-ass comment.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
That sounds extremely unhealthy for you, dude. And on top of that, this is really cool. And I've done, like, I will write whole pages of, like, separate thoughts I've had. I'm like, no one else is gonna see this, but I put everything down. And I get the loneliness. It does seem like he's lonely and he's trying to, like, fill up the space, but a lot of people, me included, are fine with being alone. So it might not be so much as bugging him, but just, like, acknowledging that he's by himself, and this is what, like, if you're affected by loneliness, that you might see. But also, this could be, like, example of, like social media. Like, you go on and you leave these messages, and, like, no one sees them even though they're online. Like, if you're just starting out or small, like, I will put out, like, messages and stuff that no one interacts with. Because, like, no one's seen them or no one cares. So it's like, why do I do this? Just my little... Okay. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, I gotta stop. I literally, like, want to go around and touch all the messages, but... For the sake of this, I'm not going to. And for the sake of my own sanity, I'm not going to. Well, could you imagine how long it took to do each individual message? Like, that one is so common. Is this a note? Yes, it is. I'm not safe. Oh, that's a little concerning. Does that mean you're not in a safe space, or you're a dangerous person to begin with? Painting, what does it mean? It's human society. It's literally all the people in the world. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here. There must be more. Okay, can I, like, run? Because as cool as this is, I feel like this is...
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Stop, seriously, stop, okay?
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between the spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Okay, the voices, I hate games that do that. Like, in Hell's Blade, that's what messes me up so bad, is hearing, like, all the different voices. Like, Hell's Blade did it in a way where, like, it was one and then one, but when you do it all at once, it just, ooh, no, okay? No. Just stop. Don't like it. Don't want to do it. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficult talk? Speak. So I'm not all speaking at once. Okay? No, and no. It just, ooh, that's the one thing you
will
literally make my skin crawl.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay, good. I'm good. Ooh, that's very pretty. I got myself a sofa and a table and another sofa and... Ooh, I want to jump out. Oh, I can't jump. Ooh, that's pretty. Who's that? Oh. Hello! Ooh, nice closet. Like, seriously, my skin is crawling from that. Ugh, I hate when games do that. Like, it's the one thing you will set me up. I swear to God. Okay. Also choking myself on my shirt. Okay.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it.
It's so well, I
You just
made
walk to
it!
the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh, just the outline? What furniture ought to go in the center? How about a TV with surround sound, a fridge, a giant hole in the ground? I like a TV, please. Aww. Wow, nice TV. I like how you have to look down at it. Like, look how clear it is. Okay. Now, what about along the wall of the room? Let's put on a huge picture of a horse. I really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined along the wall. Picture of a horse, please. Wow, I got 2 horses. Look at that. I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking 10 by 20 reserves. Electric 6-inch soft light ceiling with lights with flourished trim. Tesla coils and yeah, Tesla. Alright, I'm gonna go with the second one. Oh, nice. Look at that. And a table. You need a table. I agree, because this is a TV. Who are you? What exactly are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935. There's a bit of information for you. Oh, nice table. I would actually call this a dresser myself.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
No, this is all the crap you put in your house that you actually don't necessarily need, but we fill our house up with
Okay,
it.
he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Alright, I'm just checking on Taz because he's over there. Hello, please walk forward. Can do, boss man. This guy will able to escape from any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care to remember each step. First, click on a table. Good. Go over to the picture frame and click on it to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp off and then back on. Click. Click. Now go to the left side and move it over a little bit. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. And a real prison escape will now open. Return to the start to take back to your prison. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember what I did. Ooh, return button. Smash it. I'd like to go back to my prison cell, please. That is so pretty.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
No, my TV! What did you do with my flat screen
Here's
TV?
a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
I want it.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay, to me, the different prisons seems like, because everyone has a different prison for them. Like, if you're talking mentally or emotionally, everyone has a different prison and what it looks like. So to me, that's what he was doing. He's just making up all these different ones because each person has something different. And oh my god, this is so dark. Hello, any boogeymans? Scary scarecrows? Dead by daylight? Okay, I was joking about the scary stuff. Oh, phone booth. You always die in the phone booth. Alright. I can't move when all I can look at is a scary house. Hello, who is this? Hi, it's me. I'm you. From the other prison? Oh, shut up, Bixby. You're me? So you're trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep, I was in the escape trailer.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's where I am right now. I'm so glad to know that you got out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in prison is like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely stilled and wild in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared and I'll get out, and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back in. It actually does change. I don't feel like I'm the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does that, you know? I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first one to call back. Yes, I did get that call. That's how I escaped. I pushed that one. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? That would free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just talk to me, it'll make sense. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here for as long as you need. That was
I can
freaking
see why
cool.
he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That was really interesting.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
But see, to me, I think this guy has it wrong, though, about what he's saying about Coda. Because, to me, that conversation is like, if you're feeling down yourself, you give yourself prep talks, you know? You talk yourself up, like I do each time before I hit record or before I start streaming, is I will talk to myself, I will get myself prepared, I'll say, I'm gonna do this, everything's gonna be fine, nothing's gonna happen, you know? So I talk to myself all the time, and I'm supporting myself, but there are times if I get really pissed, like when I failed my Spanish test, I got super mad at myself. And so I was calling myself all these bad names, and I was telling myself how stupid I was because I was just so frustrated by what was going on, and that probably actually tells you that I'm insane. But you don't always need someone to tell you it's okay. Sometimes you just need yourself to tell you that it's okay. And that's it, because, whoops. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you don't believe the other person. You're like, well, how do you know? You're not here. You don't actually know me. You don't know what's going on except by what I've told you. Or you just be doing it because that's the politeness. That's the automatic thing you do. So you can't really believe other people when they tell you that. So really, talking to yourself is probably the best thing that you can do, as long as, you know, you probably don't want to do what I do.
To me, this environment
really
is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Oh, dude, you gotta clean that up. That's gonna stain the glass. Clean. Well, my goodness. I'm glad as all heck you showed up. Though I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows loneliness hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
Don't
From
worry.
here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place is nice. A place this nice will be glad to stay here all night. I'll be glad to stay here all night. I cannot read English. The lousy homes makes home loners. Are we clean this whole place? Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you can decide what you can do all night. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, can you please clean the table? Done. Wow, I wish it was that past the real life. Can you please clean the table? Much nicer, that table I wanted to see. Now, can you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Can do. Wait, is it this way? Oh, that's a bathroom. Oh, that is so cool. I love a bedroom like this, but I would be like, as long as I was out in the country, otherwise I'd be so paranoid of everyone like looking in at me. Make the bed. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Straighten. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. That one is true. I keep a very clean house. Like, if you're gonna put money into something, you need to keep it clean. You need to keep the value in the stuff that you have. I don't understand people that allow their house to get, like, so filthy and stuff. Or, like, anything that they have. This line of work, you just gotta let go of those adjustments pretty fast. Maybe not your apartment, but something in your life needs straightened up. You think you got nothing that needs cleaning? Be careful, because that means it's everything. At any rate, my place is just a little bit of peace out here. Speaking of which, the pillows on this couch are wrecked. Would you come out and straighten them? Can do. You always have to be cleaning. Ugh, those itches. Do stuff. Alright. There you go. Speaking of which, okay. Oh dear, it looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Will you mop it along as long as you're there? Seriously, I wish it was that easy to clean in real life. I feel compared to Cheryl an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. You absolutely have to. Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it's stupid. Sorry, never mind. I hate that too. I hate when people say that. Like, say what you're thinking. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Oh, dude, I want to know what the cheesy stuff was. Come on. Last I checked, the tub need cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Scrubby, scrubby, scrubby. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Oh, there they are. Oh, I organized it for you as well. Put them back. Perfect! Now then, how about you come in here and clean these dishes off the table?
This house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses, and among all those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experience. And none of them will be the ones that were easy.
Of all his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I agree with that. And among those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful experience because, you know, I flip houses with my family. And some of the houses, like, God, I can't wait. I just want to clean it and I want to get it out of my life. I don't ever want to see it again. But there are some, like, I am really proud of and that I am really glad that I was able to tidy up and, like, get new life into it. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that this one house is like a lot like one soul. You take it and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I don't know why you either. That's a really good point. Because, you know, house, it's always like, home is where your heart is. Well, that's kind of true. Because your house, you spend so much time in it, it becomes your part of you. Unless you're like me and, well, I mean, all my houses become part of me, but I leave them, so... I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. But there's a truth in it, no? That one. There's truth in that sentence. Anyway, so. Housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Aye, please. Aye, sir? Ma'am? It? No, let me look, ma'am. I kind of gave you a ma'am accent. Oh, goodness. The pillows over the couch are really messy. Would you go over and straighten them out? Can't have these books from the sketch. There we go. I missed what you said, not Coda. I forget what your name is. Sorry, D did.
But, of course, it can't last.
Oh,
the music
no!
stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the
Aw.
hill is now open as well.
But
Again,
I like the
you
companion.
can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I like that. I want to keep playing. I'll keep on doing chores and talking to her. Pop, pop. Do I leave footprints? No. Bouncy, 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 bounce, 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 bounce. If you see me looking over, I'm just checking my clock to make sure I have enough time to get lunch and to get ready for school. So,
Which is the whole point
all
of the
I'm
puzzle
doing.
doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
well, that is kind of human nature to. Well, I mean, there's some items you love at
This one gets
memories
a bit
only
goofy.
price. Oh no, not school before school. Why'd you come here today? Is it to improve your life? Is it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No? You came here to become perfect. Absolutely not. This workshop is to teach you how to be perfect. Oh, I'm a different student now. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this is a better human being than I am. That is a horrible thought. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who you know is well delivered as a person that will make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to who you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful, tend to make you into that person. This is a horrible game, and those are not right. Perfect is within your grasp. The question is not how we did it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. So easy. It's so easy.
About halfway through the game, the
Being
perspective
perfect is
shifts.
effortless. Wow! Dude, that is awesome!
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
Okay,
Oh,
first
and
off,
also you can move around the classroom now.
there's no such thing as being perfect, so don't even try to do that. Second off, don't listen to anything that's just said, because it is horrible. This is the key. How do I activate with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams. Those are horrible. Dude, you are a very depressing person. Although I understand some of these thoughts, but like, dude, okay, so the yellow is what you're supposed to say, and then the thoughts are what you're keeping to yourself, which is very cool because people do actually do that. But again, there's no such thing as perfect, and you certainly cannot do it effortlessly. Oh, he said I can move around the classroom, can't I? Let me tell you right now, if it is effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. Being alone depends on who you are and what your personality is. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. What is this? Okay, like this, the background. Don't like these comments, though. I don't like this chat. Thank goodness all you are perceiving me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solution in your life, you're not doing it right. What is this? This game it was cool and now it's very uncomfortable. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Wow, that sounds really abusive. Seeking out only one thing. What is the easiest, simple path forward? It's not always the right path for you. If it's simple and easy, it's probably not the right path. Ew, I'm developing a callus gross. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Anyone want to do something after this? There is no truth. There is no path. Okay? What if I'm not a good teacher? That's a normal thought. Like, what if you're not good at your job? That's very normal. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Again, not good advice. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the black back of the room. Look out! Oh, I'm totally putting that one. Nothing. No one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone, run! Run!
fell pretty hard for this one.
Perfect, perfect,
I
perfect.
feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
No
I
one
think about
is
this game a lot
perfect,
these
okay?
days.
January 2010. Ooh, stand. By the way, at
This
the very
one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
By the way, at the beginning of this game, I said that this was also by the Stanley Parable? The Stanley game. And again, that's a game that I bought, installed, never played it. I do that a lot with these games. It's mostly because like you get them on the Steam sale, and then you buy so many of them, and then you just don't get around to it. The only reason I mention it is because I've seen this in some of the YouTube videos I've watched where he's like on this stage. Alright, the performance is beginning. Please, places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Lean. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in the chair is a professional photography of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals perfectly. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to see. Go on, say something to her. Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. That's how you start one. You need an actual conversation with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. I like you as a photographer. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people surrounding us. It gives you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent people nearby. Oh my good golly gosh. Well, they do actually bounce me. Now, talk to her again. You must be worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you learn to lean... I'll bet you learn to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you have to make? See... Okay, you must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again! You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quick. Do you realize how important this is for me? You'll never get another opportunity like this. Everything was riding on this. Dude, that is a lot of pressure to put on yourself. I want to try something. Try stepping back behind the stage. And literally, I don't think, like, talking to someone who's successful, like if you're trying to be... Let's do YouTube since I'm on this. If you're trying to be like a YouTuber, like a professional one, like asking other professional ones how to do it, because they all give you different advice, and what worked for them is not going to work with you. So like asking them and being like, oh, this is my one chance. If he answers this, I'll be successful, doesn't really work. Because he might give you bad advice. He might give you advice that worked for him, but it's not going to work for you. So it's kind of a lot of pressure to put on, because no matter what they say, you're gonna have a completely different experience and a completely different time. Okay, yes, now this is working. This is what I like.
Eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
Wow.
The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw. to hide himself away.
Yes, please.
Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
I get
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
I get what he's saying, but some people, like me, I don't connect. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay? Like, I don't connect to people easily, and especially when I meet new people. Like, I am very awkward, quiet. I'm like, oh my god, what do I say? I should be talking. What should I be doing? Because I literally, my social life is my family. That's it. I don't have friends. I've never really had friends. I jumped around group from group. I never made really like a strong connection to someone that was outside my family. So like to me, I don't connect with people easily or at all. So that could just be what Coda was doing, was knowing that he doesn't really connect to people. There's something like missing in him, and just going back to what he normally does without adding the stress of society on him. Did that make any sense what I just tried to say? Star Trek, that's all I care about. Love this game, #1. Can we do anything? I don't like this. I don't want to die like this. Something enormous just emerged on the radio. Help, I'm blind. Oh, I'm supposed to have my eyes closed, right? I don't know. How do you play? Okay, I'm not going to. How do you play this with your eyes closed? I can't see anything. 3, what's going on? I mean, I guess I could randomly pick. But I kind of forgot, and I did it with it open anyway, so... No. Help! I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, is there? Please someone, please tell me how to solve this. Please don't let this be forever. This one. I'm blind! No, can't end like to someone. Please talk to me. Am I gonna be killed by a giant door? Yes! This one? This one? Researcher. Blind. Interesting that one guy has a different name. Blind. Okay. And blind. But this guy... His name is Researcher. Why is he different? Alright, well, oh. Truth. The only way to speak is something honest? The only way is to say something honest? Is that? Okay, well, I can immediately go here now. Captain, what can I do? What's going on? The only way to stop this is to speak something that is honest. I'm burning with creative energy. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. It's not always fun. No, that ain't true. That's it. It's not always fun. Sometimes your work completely sucks. Alright, kill me again, please. You say I can't keep making this. Is that where you're gonna make me choose?
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed to do this.
No, shut up. I got it.
On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level. You have to go up, walk over to the person
it's gonna
who's
make me
standing
choose
there,
the one.
and then select dialogue option number 2.
I'm sorry. Was I taking too long for you? Maybe I want to play the game, experience myself. You ever think about that? Fine, I'll do it right this time. really funny if he made me skip it. Or he did it for me. Okay. I will pick number 2. I can't keep on making this. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. I don't feel like it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like
It's
I said, I
draining
was getting
me.
concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even
Keep
weirder,
going, keep
his work has
talking.
potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having
I've
trouble
been on
iterating
something
on
I'd
ideas,
say
but
the
he
thing
literally
about
just
movies.
can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
But see, I've had that too, where people are
His
like,
games are going to get more desperate from here on out.
that's the
After
word.
this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
See, I've had that too, where people are like, oh, you must be depressed or you're sad. Like, I even had doctors tell me that. I'm like, no, I feel fine. I'm not showing emotions, but like, I feel fine. I don't feel sad or depressed or angry. Like, it was just kind of like numb, kind of. But I'm like, I'm fine. And all these people were like, oh no, something's wrong with her. What are we gonna do? And I was like, there's nothing. I'm fine. Like, just leave me alone. Leave me be. Hello. Ooh, that's really cool. Where does this icing come from? How did I get out here? Hello, is anyone there? I do not like this music. Oh. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been such a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. I'm completely out of ideas. Because that's kind of hard, like, especially on YouTube, you try to come up with an original idea, and it's like, what the hell do I do? Oh no, what's happening? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. This is gorgeous. What? You have to take me. I need to see it. I need to know why it stopped. I can take you
If
to
the
it.
last game
but there's a
featured
problem.
Coda
It's guarded by a
talking
difficult
explicitly
puzzle.
about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
I don't think these look depressing. Like, they don't seem sad to me. They just seem like emotional stories. If you can't help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? Deal. Doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going to end up there one way or another, right? Oh, deal was the only answer I could actually pick. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because, from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
See, this is my problem with what he's saying. He's just a friend, and we don't know how good of a friend. In his mind, they could be best friends, but in Coda's mind, he could just be like an acquaintance that's not really a friend, but just kind of someone that's there, like, you know, like to me, like just classmates, you know? And so, like, you don't know Coda's life. He couldn't be telling you about a person he's connected to, or maybe that's just the way he is and he doesn't need any outside person messing with him. Wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? First you have to close the door. First you have to open the door. You push the switch on the outside. But we're not... Oh, on the inside. I meant on the outside. You have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you close the door. And then you open the second door. Ha! That was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I do not like that at all. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. These words are on the same walls. Trust me, you'll see. I'm completely out of ideas. So these are the options that I picked. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say your work is fun and easy. You have to say that the game development is simply joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Sure. I mean, that's probably not true. It can't be that 24/7. Oh, that feels wonderful. But it isn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why do I feel so awful when I say that? Because you're lying to yourself. You gotta be honest that your work isn't always fun to do it. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying the net creation is easy. It's easy. It never stops being easy. Again, not true. Hey, it's me. I'm you. Oh, these are all my choices that I picked from the other games.
Looks really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Yeah, these are all the choices from the other games.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
There's a woman
But
in
it
that
didn't
prison.
stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You begin the interrogation whenever you like. I like to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned, if someone called the press, we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about this machine. It calls himself Coda. It calls itself Coda. Interesting. What do you see, ma'am? What will be done with the machine? Did you capture the machine? No questions, no comments. Hello, machine. You stop.
And of course, it's the machine.
Who's named Coda, who's the developer. Oh, 1. You stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? It's only because of your creation that any of us can make it through every game. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do your job? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go back to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit the people that you're allowed them suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing. Think carefully, I know how to hurt you. I've seen a thing you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Interesting. See, this is like he is Coda, or it could be a girl because you're playing as a girl right now. But it seems like he's the developer is talking to him or herself, depending on who the person is. And it kind of seems like what I was saying after the Sphinx test, how you kind of get into self-abuse where you're really just hating on yourself. It kind of seems like you're at that point where you're just really hating on yourself. My followers, my friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. I really like the way this looks. The machine will not apologize to us, refuse to admit they deliberately hurt us. Why are there waves? It's kind of weird. There's no water, but it sounds like there's like an ocean. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it reputation. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Follow me. We will destroy everything that the machine has created. Wow. Dude. That is some extreme stuff.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Tell me you did not go behind this dude's back and
so,
show people.
as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it.
Dude,
Because it would
that
never
is
occur
the
to Coda
wrong
to start
move.
actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
See, I do the photography class, and so we always critic our pictures, and so there's this one week where I was just really down and really like irritated, and so I thought my photos were crap, and so the entire class and the teacher was telling me, no, they're good, and I'm like,
so I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
dude, that was not the right thing. Like, that week, the photography class, they could have told me whatever they wanted. They could have told me that this is the best work they've ever seen, and I would have still thought it was shit. I did not believe that those pictures that I turned in were good. I thought they were absolutely shit, and I would have turned them up if I didn't have to turn them in for a grade. Like, there's some times where you just can't
can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
No, it's the
Because
absolute
it's the
wrong
thing
thing
that
to
I
do.
always feel like I need to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
He
When
is not
someone
you.
really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something. I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him
can't.
this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Wrong move, dude. Absolutely wrong move.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Also, to me, all these games just seem like his taste is developing. It's changing. Like, people don't stay the same. So, he liked the prison games, he did that, then he moved on to something else, and then he moved on to something else. Like, that's a normal human thing to do.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything
Again,
meaningful
with the
about Coda's
voices.
work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Okay. Stop with the voices. I hate it. I told you I hate it. I did. Don't bring it back, okay? I don't even know if you guys
This
can
room
hear it. If it's
actually
loud
has
enough.
a maze in it.
Whoa!
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Can you show me the maze? So that's the woman crying from the other game, and then it sounds like it has the alarm
And to be
is
fair,
coming
it's
from
not
one of
like
the
this is
space
the first
games.
game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Okay, but you're changing his games. If it wasn't meant to end, then you didn't have any right to go in and change it unless
The
you
only
got
way
permission.
past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Whoops. This is very interesting. I'm wondering how this is going to end. Although I have a feeling it's with Coda being really ticked off at this guy.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Dude, you can't.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
This guy who's talking is very, very unhealthy. He
Was I a
really
failure
is.
for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Well, yeah, because that's a message for him, and what the game means to him is not going to mean the same thing to you.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Can't live someone
It was
else's
that I
life.
needed to see myself in someone else.
Can't
needed
live that way.
To be someone other than me. But he
Super
stopped
unhealthy.
and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Super unhealthy, dude. You can't live someone else's life, and you can't live through someone else.
Where did I screw up?
You stop being you. You stop being you and you try to be Coda. Oh, Davey, that was it. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in
I'm
my
the
games.
reason
I need
that
to
you
ask you
stopped
not to
making
speak
games,
to me
aren't I?
anymore.
It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you thought I am making these games for you. Which isn't what he was doing. He's making the games for him. You're so infected, my
And
first...
the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Super unhealthy, dude. You're so infected, my personal space, that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. So he wasn't doing it at that point for him, he was doing it for this guy. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. A lot of work, it's just for them. It's just to make them feel good. And it doesn't need to be for anyone else. Would you stop changing my games, stop adding light posts to them? Because Davey needed a meeting. They needed to be something. Would you simply let them be what they are?
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. That's very true, and that's something a lot of people, if you're not a creator, they don't understand. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Again, oh so true. I realize this doesn't make any sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. Very true. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and then you have to make peace with this thing that you are wrestling. You can't fix other people.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again. Like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Dude. You have got to find your own thing, my friend. You cannot live through someone else and through their work. It can help brighten up your day. It can make you feel happy or sad, but you can't live for someone else. You just can't.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather have someone telling you that by your own work, though? By something that you did, that you created?
Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
Told people?
Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Dude, you... Like, that is some serious self-hate you have. Ooh, this is a cool area. Cave. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna be crushed though. Where am I going? Oh, hush up,
phone. I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation. What would that even be?
Your own work? Your own passion?
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
But you haven't known anything else. Ooh. Alright, so is this still
What
Coda? Or is this you that's making this part of the game? Or is this still part of the last game that he made?
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
I hope that
Okay.
work is like healing yourself, man, because you need it. Ooh. Desert area. But again, is this all Coda's work, or is this what Davey's been doing? Because, okay, so he added in a lamppost and the solution, so Coda really liked games. There were prisons where you're stuck, very simple, a room, an idea, and then he moved on. Where Davey needed a solution, an end to a road, some type of meaning to it. Whoa. Oh. Going back up here. About to say, I thought I saw a door. Wow, very slow moving. Faster, please. Faster, please. Ah! I really love the mood of this game because it's like very sad and like even like the music fits perfectly with what you're seeing and what you're hearing him talking about. Just like a very sad setting throughout all of this. Oh, I do wish I could go faster at any point. I do wonder if this is like, if this is based on like a real person's life, or is this just like a story that's made up to give you a game? Ooh. Oh, is that thunder? That is such a cool sound. Hey, it's the light beam from the... Are you gonna float me up? Please float me up. I love seeing a top down of like all the areas. That's really cool. I'm either gonna die or be floated. Okay, that's don't look at that. Ah, you tricked me. Come on, I wanted to... Oh, I can see everything. Wow. Dude, that's amazing. Holy crap. That is beautiful. See, this really reminds me of like humans, just like this part here, because like there's so many and you're so tiny, like, because there's just so many people. That is really cool. It's like that's the whole world. That's all the cities and the countries and all the houses and all the people all trying to get through life. That is an awesome way to end the game. Well, I mean, I assume it's the ending. It is! God, that was awesome. I really liked that. That was really cool. And I love that ending piece. That was so cool to see. This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. This girl has a nice voice. Turn Back. Written by Helen Hornan, performed by Helena Hornan and Ryan Roth. I probably butchered those names. Additional thanks.
But I know that you're strong. So turn back.
This is a really good song. Oh, that's the end of the game. Oh, I really liked it. It was really sad though. Like, that guy was so... Like, to have that much hate inside for yourself and just trying to do everything you can to feel something other than that is... Like, it's sad, and that's something, like, you have to go to, like, to therapy for. That you gotta... Like, you have to work on yourself. Because no one else can do it for you. You can't live through someone else's life, through someone else's work. Like, you can feel things for the work. You can feel happy, you can feel sad, you can feel anger at it. But you can't live through it. And, like, what you see of a person is not the entire person. Like, most of the time, it barely scratches the surface of who someone is. Like, even watching all these YouTube videos, even if there's, like, thousands upon thousands of videos they've done, you're really scratching the surface of who they are, because you're only seeing 20 minutes, 15 minutes of that person, and they probably have like the same happy-go personality in every video. Like, it's also with like Twitch streamers, you're only seeing like a couple hours of them, but it's just the surface. It doesn't even scratch the surface of who someone is. I don't know if anything I said in this video made sense. It made sense to me, but explaining it, that's a little bit harder. I hope you guys liked this. This was really fun, and I'm very glad that I actually got around to playing it. I have a lot of those where I bought, never got around to it, but hopefully I will sometime in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, the artist, if you know anyone that will do channel art, please comments, Twitter, anywhere. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you warriors later.